Hello and welcome to Create the Flow. I'm Monica Freeman, host and founder of Monica Freeman Studios and Unewell. I am here to guide you in aligning with your soul's purpose, trusting your inner voice, and building a life that you truly love. You were born with a purpose, and your intuition already knows the way. Welcome back to the show, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I am sitting here thinking about life, as I have been doing a lot lately. The meaning of life, the purpose, and the pressure that we put on ourselves to be at a certain place in our life at a certain time. Because society has conditioned us to believe that everything looks linear and we're all supposed to share the same path. We're supposed to make the same amount of money and work at the same job and climb the corporate ladder and get married and have kids, and you know the story. And because my life hasn't looked anything like that, I've always wondered what really is my path in life. And there's something beautiful about just living to live. And I don't mean living to survive, like getting by each day. I mean like being present in each moment and really embracing this time. My entire life has never been a playbook. I never had a plan. And I actually feel really embarrassed admitting that I never had a plan because I should have, according to society. But I honestly only knew one thing: what college I wanted to go to. And I think I knew what I wanted to be. But even that was sort of vague because it has shifted. That must be the manifesting generator in me. But I never knew after college what life would look like. I didn't have this vision for my future. I never felt a ticking time clock that made me feel like I had to have kids or get married or buy a house. But I always felt like I was rushing against a clock trying to build a business. Like I needed to figure out my purpose. Like life was going by so fast and everybody else had figured it out, but I didn't. And even though I became an entrepreneur at a young age, I've shifted my business model in the way that I was making money. So it never felt like I had one linear path. It's always just been living. And now as I reflect on this, because I feel a lot of pressure once again to figure it all out, I realize that there's something beautiful about life not being exactly what you thought it would be, not hitting the milestones or being on the exact timeline, because you're still part of the journey. Sometimes whenever I achieve something that I wanted so badly, it's almost like I just checked the box and I was happy about it for like a day or two, maybe a year. And then I forget all about it and I go to the next thing. What's the next thing I can check off? So imagine that if you had, let's say, written an entire checklist of all the things you wanted to achieve up to this point, you had done that. What would you really be looking forward to do now? You would have already experienced the whole journey and probably missed most of it because you were so fixated on the accolades, like most of us are, that the journey would be the thing you would want to explore now. So why not embrace this unknown chapter? Because life is as good as you make it. Whatever mindset you have, if you think your grass is green, your grass is green. But if you don't think your grass is green and you're always looking at someone's green grass, then you're never going to be fulfilled. Then your checklist is going to get longer and longer and you're always going to feel further and further behind, like you've never reached any of those accolades. When I guarantee you, if you actually sat down with yourself for a little bit, maybe do this actually. Let's do this exercise. If you just sat with a meditation and you really started to quiet your nervous system and quiet your mind and all those subconscious beliefs, and you started thinking about all that you've achieved in this life, all the beautiful things you've done, no matter where they got you, good or bad, the things that you were able to accomplish. It's really fulfilling because when you look back, there's so much you have done. And guess what? You're still alive. So in my book, you're winning. I actually never take my breath every morning for granted, the fact that I wake up for granted, because during my dark night of the soul, there were so many times my anxiety was so loud. I felt like I was dying and I couldn't stop it, that it brought me to this place of gratitude, even though I sometimes feel like I'm forcing myself to be somewhere I'm not yet. I always slow down in this space of gratitude and thank God that I'm here, that I'm breathing, that I have the luxury of this journey that I'm creating, that there's still time, that possibilities are absolutely endless. So please take that time right now and enjoy this moment. I want you to sit back and enjoy the gratitude that you have for the life that you have now. I can think of a million times in my life I wished for what I had now. The peace, the experience. I'll never forget in 2011, I built my blog for the first time. This is when everybody was a blogger. Well, actually, I think it was before everybody was a blogger. May have been 2010, actually. And I had hired someone to build the website. They took the money, didn't really do a website, did a landing page and disappeared. So I had to figure out WordPress and how to build my website at the time. And oh my God, did that suck. Trying to understand code and plugins when you're not even in this industry and you've never had any interest in it, and just understanding how to build a website. By the time I learned that, I was so proud of myself. I had affiliates and ads and blog posts and pictures, and my website was phenomenal back in the day. I was so proud of myself. Of course, now AI has taken that over, but you get what I'm saying here. I am so grateful that I learned that, because that then taught me how to become a photographer to shoot the content for the website, how to become a videographer, how to do all the things I know how to do now, how to brand, how to market, how to storytell. And of course, I've worked in environments where obviously this was my job. I worked in the film industry. You all know that. But what I'm saying is, it didn't look pretty back then. And the journey really freaking sucked. I hated every minute of learning WordPress. This was before they had website builders that were kind of just like drag and drop like Facebook is today. This was long before all that existed, you guys. You know, if you're an OG, you know. I'm talking to you. So this chapter of my life was such a growing curve, but it is also what built and sustained the business that I've had up to this point. It's how I've made all my money. It's how I've traveled the world. It's how I've become the person I am today. Yes, at a point in time, I hated that journey, but I look back on it now and I'm like, damn, I did that. That's an accolade. That's something I achieved. I really, really am proud of myself. So when you sit down and you think about the things that you've done and you push out those subconscious beliefs that are blocking you right now, I want you to know that you've achieved so much. That yes, life may not look like you thought it would, whether you're 20 listening to this, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever age you are. It might not look like the way you thought it should, but it's your story. It's your chapter. It's your season of life. It's your book. And now you get to write the next page. Now you get to choose what's next. And that within itself is its own next journey. And that's a door that you get to open up and explore. And that might be learning who you are in this chapter of life, or reinventing yourself, or changing your identity, or moving, starting a new business, getting into a new relationship, or getting out of one. Maybe your kids are graduating and moving away. Whatever that looks like, the person inside of you, that soul wants to come out. It wants to live. It wants to be seen. This is your time. And now that we have Jupiter and Leo, it's time to have that big person energy. We are all here for that expansion. I'm here for Leo energy. If you know anything about astrology, my North Node is in Leo. So this is something I have spent my entire life trying to work on and really master. And I still don't think I'm anywhere near that, despite how much I share with you guys on this podcast. It's a little different when I'm behind a microphone versus in person. I'm a little shy. I'm not going to lie. If you asked me to speak in front of hundreds of thousands of people, which by the way, I have done, I would freak out. Maybe I would be better now that my nervous system was regulated, but I know the few times I've had to do that, oh my God, was it the scariest thing in the world? Again, off topic, but this is bringing you back full circle to realize that whatever you have inside of you, there's so much potential there. You're not late to the party. You haven't missed the opportunity. There are tons and tons of people who came long before you and were successful late in life. And they have modeled the path for us. They've shown us the way. And your story looks different. You're not late. Everything is possible for you. If there's any doubt about why things aren't happening fast enough or where you're meant to be, take that pause. Really think about, what do you truly want in this chapter of life? What feels good to you? And my manifesting generator is going to hate saying this, but I'm going to just say it. You really do have to simplify and get hyper specific in what that is. Become a master at one thing first. Master being a mom, or master being an entrepreneur, or master being a traveler, master being a content creator, master being a nervous system regulation coach. Master one skill that you can be known for in this next chapter, because that is going to catapult you and set you up and get you the visibility that you need to expand into the other things that you want. But when you diversify all your talents and all your passions and you start to get, like I sometimes do, too excited too soon, and you start to throw out all these things way too fast, nothing gets accomplished, because we can physically only do one thing at a time. But don't lose yourself in that identity. We're not here to wear labels. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying just be a mom or just be an entrepreneur. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is really figure out this season of what you really want to embody in this chapter, what you really want to bring to fruition and manifest. And if you feel like you can do more than one thing, that's great. But if you can't, really bring that in and try to get clarity on that and lean into that. Slowly take small steps and then build on top of that. I'm doing that right now. I never thought I would be simplifying my life in such a way that I shared my manifesting generator internally as like, oh my God, this is so hard talking about the same thing every day. Like, I want to talk about everything. I'm a Gemini. Communication is my love language. Anyway, I hope that you find some joy in this season of life, that you understand that there is no timeline. Nothing is linear. Society doesn't dictate what is right for you, that you are exactly where you're meant to be in this chapter of life. I love you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you'd like more information, you can follow along on Instagram at Create the Flow Podcast, or find me personally at Monica Freeman. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a review and share it with a friend.